Hello, it's Charles with Uber Eats. Today is Tuesday, the 20th of January, 2026. And I am blessed and grateful that the good Lord gave me the wake-up call this morning. And I got to see another day here in beautiful, sunny Tampa, Florida. And you're equally blessed as me because you woke up this morning with God's wake-up call and you also received that precious gift of tomorrow. And you got to see another day here on earth. When I went to sleep last night in the camper, I had no promise and no guarantee that I would be waking up this morning, this Tuesday morning, and receiving that precious gift of tomorrow. So God blessed me with another day here on earth, and I am forever grateful to the good Lord for giving me that precious gift of tomorrow. God is good. God is great. Always and always. Amen. I love my Lord and I love Jesus, and I am blessed for having both of them in my life. Jesus Christ and having God in my life has been a blessing, and I am forever grateful for having another day here on earth. Amen. I'm sitting up at one of the pumps at my Circle K by the McDonald's where I get breakfast every morning and my coffee, and I've been inside already. Probably should put the lid on that. I haven't poured it out yet, but I have another free cup of ice in my Circle K cup. Hear that? Hear the ice in there? It's all I got all crushed ice. I didn't get the cubed ice this morning. I like the crushed ice better. That shaved ice, I guess. I don't know what else you call it. And this morning I went with the wild berry flavor of the Monster Rehab Revive, Refresh, Recover. You see that? Wild berry. And this can has the date of I-25-15. And with today being January 20th, I is the 9th letter of the alphabet. So this can was made September the 15th of last year. So 10, 11, 12, 1. This can is 4 months and 5 days old. 4 months, 5 days old. So it's a very fresh can of this wild berry. I'm gonna go ahead and crack it open now. It should all go in there. I got a full cup of ice this morning, but this cup is a large cup, so it should hold the whole can, hopefully. I haven't made a mess in my new car yet, so I'm being extra careful. Yeah, it'll all go in there now. Let's see how this tastes. See if it's any good. The wild berry. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. I went on to check out the Powerball numbers for last night that came in on the drawing for the 19th of January. Powerball number that came in last night was 5, 28, 34, 37, 55, and the Powerball was 17. And I only hit one number, but it was on the inside. I played 37, and that came in last night. But that doesn't pay anything. The only way you win any money with hitting one number is if it was the Powerball. So this is another losing ticket. So before Wednesday night drawing, I need to buy another ticket. It would be smart of me just to buy that today before I leave the McDonald's, before I leave this gas station. They don't sell tickets until after 6, so I have to wait till after 6 to buy a ticket. But it would be smart of me just to buy it this morning while I'm still over here. And apparently no one hit the Powerball last night because the Powerball jackpot has went up. Wednesday, the Powerball jackpot is going to go for $209 million for Wednesday night Powerball, the January 21st. So I need to make sure I buy that ticket. I didn't get everything done I had planned on doing. Somehow it slipped my mind that yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. It should have occurred to me because that's all they were talking about on the radio. 93.3 FLZ is Martin Luther King events. They're doing some sort of parade here in Tampa, Florida, to honor Dr. Martin Luther King. So why it slipped my mind that it was Martin Luther King Day yesterday, I don't know why. And the banks naturally were closed yesterday, so I didn't get my, I wasn't able to set up my banking appointment to discuss my CDs and my plans for 2026 with my personal banker and my savings goals and all that. So I'll have to do that today at some point. Stop in and talk to the bank about setting up an appointment to discuss my CD and all that. So it's not something you can just go in and talk about. You have to actually set it up an appointment and arrange for that meeting. So I'll have to stop in my bank and set up an appointment for sometime later this week. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to meet with my personal banker about my financial plans for 2026 and my CD, what I want to do with my CD and all that. But I was able to stop in and take care of my other errand for yesterday. It was to discuss the problem I was having with my SunPass transponder. I thought it wasn't reading any of the tolls when I passed under them, but it apparently is. That office opened at 8, and I was right there at 8 a.m. before it opened. I was there a little bit before 8, and I was ready for them to open, so I was the first person they met with. And the lady went into my SunPass account, and she said that transponder certainly is reading tolls. If you go back into your SunPass app, she said, I'm sure that you will see that now. And I said, well, I checked it last night and there wasn't anything on there. She explained to me that it takes a couple days before tolls that you pass through register on there. I wasn't aware of that. I thought I thought it happened later in the day. Like if I went through a toll in the morning, it would show up on my SunPass app later that day. That's what it had done before, but she said sometimes it takes a day or two. So my transponder is working just fine, but it was fortunate of me to stop in there. Even though my transponder's working, I'm glad I stopped in there because I explained to her that I bought another car and I decided to go with a transponder, so when I trade in this car, I can move my transponder from one car to the next and I won't lose it with a sticker being stuck to the windshield. And she was nice enough to deactivate that old sticker. Well, she didn't deactivate it. She made it so it wasn't active anymore in the system. And if somebody else ended up driving that car around, like old Camry, they wouldn't be putting charges on my SunPass account. So I'm glad I stopped in there. And I found out something else about the SunPass I didn't know. It's good in other states, not just Florida. Florida has been the most prolific state for toll booths that I've ever been in. There's toll booths all over the country, but I never ran into toll booths in Ohio, anywhere I drove in Ohio. And I never had any toll booths issues in Las Vegas. Driving around Las Vegas, I never had a toll booth issues. Now, I did incur some toll booth charges driving around Oklahoma City. There are tolls on some of the interstates when you drive through Oklahoma City, and I had to pay some of those. And there are some toll booths in Texas that I ran into driving down to McAllen, Texas. I had to pay, but in McAllen, Texas, and Edinburgh, there aren't any tolls that I ran into. So I say all that to say it's fortunate that I have this SunPass app and I have this transponder, because she gave me some paper, if I can find it, that shows all the toll booths that SunPass is good for. Here it goes. It fell on the floor. It says SunPass Mini and SunPass Pro, and there's SunPass Mini states and SunPass Pro states, and then there's other states that are SunPass Pro only. And then Michigan, the SunPass works in some parts of Michigan and other parts it doesn't. So I'm going to have it in my car regardless of wherever I drive. So whatever tolls it picks up, it'll save me some time. But she gave me this little map I don't really understand the map because I don't know what a SunPass Mini and a Pro is, and I don't know what a SunPass Pro only is, so I don't know what I have. I guess it's a SunPass Pro. So this map doesn't really help me out a whole lot, but I try to avoid, I have my Google Maps set up to avoid toll roads, so I most likely won't incur any toll roads unless I'm delivering food. I can't help passing through tolls when I'm delivering food because I'm not using the Google mapping for that. I'm using Uber Eats maps for that. And Uber Eats pays for all my tolls all my toll charges that I incur when I'm delivering food. So when I'm not driving and delivering food and I'm just traveling somewhere, I won't be passing through tolls anyway because I avoid those. But I guess it's a good thing to have this SunPass app and the transponder stuck to my windshield because it's going to save me money regardless. You save money using the SunPass app as opposed to just driving through Florida and incurring toll charges. It does save you like 25% or so on the toll fees, I guess, is what I've heard. Oh, and there was something else I found out from that lady. I asked her, I explained to her that I had passed through some tolls without the sticker. I had this new car and I hadn't received my transponder in the mail yet. So I said, I've got some tolls that are charged to my license plate that aren't being picked up by SunPass. She said, well, because you have a SunPass app and it's linked to your license plate, those toll charges that went through just to your license plate will get picked up by SunPass app eventually. So just be patient and you'll see those charges on your SunPass account. Now you won't save any money. You'll be charged the regular toll fee for those, but you'll eventually be able to pay for those with your SunPass app. So that's another good reason. That's another good thing. Reason why I'm happy I stopped in and talked to that lady in person, as opposed to just talking to somebody over the phone. I got a lot of good information off that lady at the SunPass office. I went on to weather-atlas.com this morning. I went on there last night and this morning, but this morning, with the time right now being 4:06 this Tuesday morning, the 20th of January 2026, and weather-atlas.com saying the sun will rise today at 7:20. That means we've got 3 hours and 14 minutes until the sun comes up here in Tampa, Florida. And according to that website, the sun will set tonight at 6:01 p.m. That's a minute later than it set yesterday. It set at 6 p.m. yesterday. Tonight it's going to set at 6:01 p.m. So today, Tampa, Florida will enjoy over 10 hours and 41 minutes. 10 hours and 41 minutes of daylight today in Tampa, Florida. And I also went on to AAA and Gas Buddy, and with the gas price at this Circle K being $3.52, that's 2 cents cheaper than it was yesterday. It was $2.54 yesterday at this Circle K. So this gas station is continuing to drop its prices. Saturday it was $2.63. Sunday it was $2.57. Yesterday it was $2.54, and today it's $2.52. So just in 4 days it's dropped 11 cents in 4 days. So this gas station is among the better places to buy gas here in Tampa, this Circle K. And according to AAA and Gas Buddy, it's better than most gas stations in Florida, and most gas stations across all the United States. It's cheaper than most gas stations all over the United States. Florida's average price of gas this morning is at $2.73, and the average price of gas in the United States is at $2.82. That's the same as it was yesterday. So this Circle K is better than the Florida state average by 19 cents, And it's better than the United States average price of gas by over 30 cents. No, I misspoke. It's better than the Florida state average by 21 cents. Better than Florida by 21 cents, and it's better than the United States average by 30 cents. I also checked out what weatheratlas.com had to say about today's weather here in Tampa. And this is what it said we can expect for weather in Tampa today. It said sunny skies, clear skies are forecasted for Tampa today, Tuesday the 20th. January 2026, with a light wind out of the northeast at 11 miles an hour. There's a 0% chance of rain in Tampa today, a high of 64 and a low of 46 going into Wednesday morning. So it's getting warmer. It's getting warmer today, tomorrow, and through the weekend. It's going to continue to get warmer. Humidity is at 39%. And then I asked Meta AI what weather I can expect in Tampa. And Meta AI had made no mention of rain. It didn't say what percent of chance of rain we're going to have, or whether we're going to have it or not going to have it. It didn't mention the rain at all for whatever reason. But it did say that it's going to warm up this week. Tuesday, January 20th is looking sunny with a high of 65 and a nighttime low dipping to 45 degrees. Which is very similar to what weatheratlas.com said the high and low was going to be today. And then the YouTube channel Fox 13 Tampa Bay, which is the YouTube equivalent of the weather and news that I watch on my smart TV when I do get back to the camper in time to catch it. That YouTube page had Valerie Mills on there, and meteorologist Valerie Mills said parts of Georgia received 2 to 3 inches of snow Sunday night, Monday morning. It received upwards of 2 to 3 inches of snow, parts of Georgia, with the cold front that passed through recently. Valerie went on to say that Monday's temperatures were up to 15 degrees warmer than temperatures we saw on Sunday with the cold front that passed through. So even Monday was warmer post cold front that passed through. So Monday I didn't notice that, but Monday was even warmer. So this warming trend that we're in started on Monday, yesterday. Valerie Mills went on to say that temperatures are rebounding after Sunday's cold front quickly for the Tampa Bay. And today we can expect a high of 65 and a low of 40, sunny skies and warming going into the weekend. And she said that Friday's high temperature will be 75 and Saturday's high temperature will be 76. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then the YouTube page 10 Tampa Bay had meteorologist Colleen Campbell on there. And Colleen said, starting Wednesday, the temperatures will begin to be more seasonable and typical Tampa Bay temperatures, closer to average mid-January temperatures for Tampa Bay. The cold weather advisory for Central Florida has been lifted, according to Colleen Campbell. And we're not expected to see another cold weather advisory for the next 7 days in northern Florida or central Florida. With northern Florida recently receiving a dusting of snow, even northern Florida is going to see a warming trend going into the weekend. And all the snow that it saw, the dusting of snow, has all melted off by now, she said. Tampa will see a high of 65 and a low of 40 and sunny skies, which all of these forecasts are very similar. 65, Colleen Campbell said today. Valerie said a high of 65. Meta AI said 65, and even weather-atlas.com said 64. So most of these forecasts are saying 64 or 65 high temperature today. So I like the sound of that. And Tampa, I enjoyed some beautiful weather yesterday. It was just fantastic, beautiful weather here in Tampa. Wonderful weather. can't complain a bit about it. I also checked out my metrics for Uber Eats to see if I had gotten any customer reviews, and it looks like only one person responded to the survey. Even though I didn't ask every single customer, but I asked a majority of my customers to please respond to the survey, and that I really enjoy getting feedback from my customers, but it looks like only one of them responded to me. My acceptance score, I accepted more orders yesterday as a result of Monday's business. After Friday's business, Saturday I was showing I accepted 65% of the orders that came through the app Friday. After Saturday's business, on Sunday morning, it looked like I accepted 73% of the orders that came through the app on Saturday. And then yesterday, I was showing I accepted 78% of the orders that came through the app on Sunday, but as a result of Monday's business, I accepted 88% of the orders. So that just goes to show what the having a diamond driver status has done for my business. And I need to do my best to keep my acceptance score up above 70%, because the app is most definitely sending me better offers through the app, and it's allowing me to accept more orders, and I'm earning better income through the app. So, and it's helping my customers out because I'm able to take more orders and satisfy more of my customers' needs in the Tampa Bay. So I need to do my best to keep that score above 70%. So, and it's well above 70. It's at 88% this morning. My canceled percent is at 2%. I had to cancel another order yesterday, so that increased my cancel score from 1% to 2% as a result of Monday's business. My on-time score got better. I was at 96% yesterday, but as a result of Monday's business, I'm now at 98%. I arrived at stores and customers' homes on time or better 98% of the time yesterday, and my customer satisfaction is still at 100%. I've been at 100% for several weeks now, and I'm very proud of that. And I mentioned that it looked like only one person responded to the survey. All 5 metrics went up by 1. I now have 623 people responded that I delivered to their door with great care. I have 557 people said I delivered with a friendly demeanor. 549 people said I am a quick and efficient delivery driver. 534 people said I use good communication skills. And my area of opportunity is still delivering with a perfect handoff. I have 517 people had responded that I delivered with a perfect handoff. All of those metrics went up by 1. I was looking on my list of deliveries I did. It looks like I wrote one off to the side, 15. I did 16 deliveries yesterday, some of which were double, so I probably had upwards of 20 or 21 customers altogether. I was trying to figure out what order I canceled. Oh, it was a Sonic order. I had to cancel Alex's Sonic order because when I got to that Sonic, I hit the button. The way the Sonic has Uber Eats drivers and Grubhub and DoorDash drivers pick up the food, you have to pull up to one of the stalls and hit the red button as if you're a customer. Well, I gave the Sonic associate the name. I said I'm with Uber Eats to pick up Alec order, in ALEC, Alec order. And they said, well, we don't have an Alec order, or we don't have any Uber Eats orders at all to make. So I had to call him and explain to him that there wasn't anything for me to pick up and I had to cancel it. I tried to get him to drop the order, but he wasn't responding to me. And I had another order to pick up after that, so I had to cancel it. That's why my canceled orders went up 1. But that's why I incurred another canceled order yesterday, because of Alec's order. But I wrote down all the other deliveries I completed for Monday the 19th of January, and I started off the day picking up a double for Robert and Steph. Robert wanted Merino Bakery on Brandon Boulevard, And Steph wanted Einstein Brother Bagels on Brandon Boulevard. Robert and Steph's fare was $5.19, and they tipped me $6 even, so I made $11.19 on that double. I really appreciate you, the both of you, Robert and Steph, for the business and your tip. That was a very generous tip, the $6 tip. I really appreciate you. It's much needed and much appreciated. I'm currently saving up for my next car for when this car I just bought quits on me. Hopefully that's not for another 12 months. I need this car to last me into January of 2027. But I am saving up for my next car, so I won't have to incur any car payments. I want to be able to buy my next car outright like I did this one. So thank you, Robert and Steph. I really appreciate the both of you. And then after dropping off Steph's Einstein Brother Bagels order, I went on another double. But this was for the same restaurant. Josh and Liz wanted food picked up from the Wawa gas station on Highway 301. Josh and Liz, their fare was $3.50, and they tipped me $4.66. So I made $8.16 on that double. Thank you, Josh and Liz, for the Wawa order. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate the $4.66 tip. I appreciate your business and the tip. Thank you very much, Josh and Liz. Then I went on another Wawa order, but this was a single for Richard. I went right back to the same Wawa. Richard wanted Wawa on Highway 301, and his fare was $2, and he tipped me $3. So I made $5 on Richard's order. Thank you for the $3 tip, Richard. I appreciate that. And then I went on to pick up, my fourth order was a McDonald's pickup. This was a double. I did a lot of doubles yesterday, more than average, more than a typical day. This McDonald's pickup was from the McDonald's on State Road 60 for Zach and Susie. Zach and Susie's fare was $4.55, and they tipped me $4.97. So I made $9.52 on that double. Thank you, Zach and Susie, for the double from McDonald's. And thank you for the tip for your picking up your McDonald's order. I really appreciate that. It was nearly a $5 tip. I appreciate Zach and Susie greatly. And then I went right back to the same McDonald's. It was another double. I did a lot of McDonald's pickups yesterday. As late as my I did 13. Number 13 was a McDonald's. 8 was a McDonald's. 7 was a McDonald's. There was a lot of McDonald's orders, and I asked one of the McDonald's managers. I said, I've been in and out of a lot of McDonald's today, and I said usually only do 1 or 2 pickups. At most 1 or 2 in a day. I said, why would that be? She goes, well, the manager said she's seen a lot of foot traffic from students, and she said it's probably because of Martin Luther King being out, and there's a lot of kids are out of school today, so naturally you're going to have a lot more McDonald's orders. And I said that makes sense, and it didn't occur to me, so I'm glad I brought that up to the manager. So I was doing a lot of McDonald's pickups because of Martin Luther King Day, so that explains that. But Zach and Susie, I did them already. Anna, I went right back to the same McDonald's for trip number 5. This McDonald's on State Road 60. I picked up food for Anna and Zed this time. Anna and Zed, their fare was $3.50, and they tipped me $3.88. So I made $7.38 off of Anna and Zed's order. Thank you, Anna and Zed, for the nearly $4 tip. And I really appreciate the McDonald's business. I really appreciate the both of you. Thank you, Anna and Zed. I appreciate the business. And then after dropping off Zed's McDonald's order, I went on a single for James. James wanted Jersey Mike's. This was trip number 6. James wanted Jersey Mike's sandwiches on East Brandon. James tipped me $3, and his fare was $2, so I made $5 on James' order. After dropping off James' order is when I went on to pick up I tried to pick up Sonic for Alec, but Alec's order wasn't there to be picked up. So I went on to pick up a McDonald's order for Lacey. This was trip number 7. Lacey tipped me $2 and her fare was $5.02, so made $7.02 on Lacey's order. Thank you for the McDonald's business, and thank you, Lacey, for the $2 tip. I really appreciate that. It was much needed. Then I went on to another McDonald's, but this one was the one on Dale Mabry. Trip number 8 was for Vicky. Vicky wanted McDonald's picked up on Dale Mabry, and Vicky tipped me $3 and a penny, and her fare was $2, so I made $5 and a penny on Vicky's run. Thank you for the business and the tip, and the 301 tip. I really appreciate that, Vicky. Thank you very much. And then trip number 9 was for Joanne. Joanne wanted Jimmy John's sandwiches on Dale Mabry. Joanne's fare was $2 and she tipped me $4, so I made $6 on Joanne's order. Joanne's Jimmy John's order. Thank you for the $4 tip, Joanne, and thank you for the business. I really needed that. And I appreciate you, Joanne. Here goes another single. This was trip number 10 was a pickup at Moe's Southwest Grill on Dale Mabry for Lewis. Lewis's fare was $2 and Lewis tipped me $2, so I made $4 on Lewis's delivery. Thank you for the business and the tip, Lewis. I really appreciate that. And this was a double, I think, for the same person. No, this was a single. I wrote Ghost Energy, and I thought I was right. I thought I had wrote Ghost Kitchen because I had a Ghost Kitchen order later in the day, so that's what got me confused. But this was a single for Calvin. Calvin wanted Ghost Energy, Orange Cream, and a Smart Water picked up at the Speedway on Florida Avenue. Calvin's fare was $2 and he tipped me $4, so I made $6 on Calvin's pickup at Speedway. That was trip number 11. Thank you, Calvin, for the generous $4 tip and your business. I really appreciate that. Then I went right back to another gas station for trip number 12. This was a 7-Eleven pickup. Stephen wanted 7-Eleven picked up on the 7-Eleven on Fowler. He wanted 2 mild beef patties, 2 Cokes, and an order of chicken wings picked up from the 7-Eleven. He tipped me $2 and his fare was $2.03, so I made $4.03 on Stephen's pickup at 7-Eleven. Then I went on to my next trip was number 13, was a McDonald's pickup. Javen wanted McDonald's on 56th. Javen's fare was $4.86 and his tip was $2.15, so I made $7 and a penny on Javen's order. Thank you for the $2 tip and the business, the McDonald's business. I really appreciate that, Javen. And then trip number 14 was a food pickup at Box of Cubans on Donna Michelle. Lewis wanted Donna Michelle wanted food picked up from the Box of Cubans on Donna Michelle. Lewis tipped me $4 and his fare was $4.09, so I made $8.09 on that pickup. Thank you, Lewis, for the generous tip of $4. I really appreciate you. And here goes that Ghost Kitchen. Trip number 15. There's a lot here, so I need to make sure I don't screw this up. Jessica wanted Red Robin Gourmet Burgers on Willett Way. And Monica wanted Tacos Imperio picked up on Plaza Avenue. Now, Tacos Imperio is a ghost kitchen that operates out of Azteca D'oro, Aztecadoro. I've been to Azteca D'oro before. It's a fancy Mexican restaurant, but I didn't know they have any ghost kitchens operating out of it. But now I know. I learned something yesterday. Tacos Imperio is a ghost kitchen that operates out of Azteca D'oro. So I walked into that plaza. I had to park in an adjacent parking lot because they don't have any actual parking for that restaurant. It's shared parking, and I had to park such a far distance away. I got disoriented when I walked up there, and I didn't know I was looking for a ghost kitchen. I thought I was looking for a restaurant by that name, and it kind of screwed me up. So I said, I don't see any restaurant by the name of Tacos Imperio, and I went back into my phone to figure out if I had read the name wrong. Well, I went back into my phone and found out that I was looking for Azteca D'oro, and that was a ghost. That's when I figured out it was a ghost kitchen, and I got my senses back to me. And I went in and I talked to the host. I said, I had no idea that you guys have a ghost kitchen operating out here. And she goes, all the delivery drivers are confused by that. So you're not the only ones. I said, I got screwed up and confused. She said, well, don't feel bad. Other delivery drivers are confused by that too. You know, you're not the only one. So she kind of made me feel better. But I picked up food for Monica and Jessica at Red Robin and Tacos Imperio. Monica and Jessica, they tipped me $15.85 and their fare was $3.50, so made $19.35 on that double. That was a great paying double, and that wasn't my best paying delivery of the day. It was my best one at that point, though. That was late in the day. Dropping off food for Monica put me out in Dade City, which is a really bad place it's not a bad place to live in Tampa Bay, but it's a bad place for food delivery, and it's a bad place to pick up food because there's nothing out there. And I was a little disturbed by that. I was happy that it was so late in the day, but I had such a far way to drive back to the camper, and I prefer to drop off food that's relatively close to the camper where I don't have to drive very far. So I ended up taking an order that I don't normally take. I don't like taking Walmart orders, but a Walmart double came through the app that I could see was going to put me closer to the customer lived relatively close to the camper. So that's the only reason I took that double. I took a Walmart double, and it was fortunate that I did, not just because the drop-off was going to put me closer to the camper. I ended up taking a triple. On the way there to the Walmart pickup, another order came through for the Walmart. So I actually I did a triple from the Walmart that paid me $21.94, which was the best paying trip of the day. So, and it wasn't all that bad. It was just, I was able to fit all three orders into my car with ease. There wasn't a lot there, and two of the drop-offs were in the same trailer park. So it was a very simple triple to do. That triple was for Mark, Tammy, and Joanne. Those three Walmart orders. So I may in the future end up taking more Walmart orders until I have a problem with Walmarts here. I may continue to take Walmart orders because it was a great paying delivery. $21.94 was a great order, and it sent me back closer to my camper. So I can't be mad about that at all. Well, I'm going to get off here and get on with my day, go into the McDonald's and break my fast. It'll be opening up soon for breakfast. God bless you all, and I will talk to you soon.